super bad. I was on 31st July 2019 at the Nsroma Pia Worship House of the Junction of MGD say here Kwabna and come one of pay YBD and somewhere course to Ghana and I will be doing commandant of pay and last day in July 2019. Just said July no abewie ye and you ye the abewie ye MGD said the end to me and Busumi July number 1 on Dana Kwabna yet to me aye na fe bibia akwane nim tino na bia de wakwa me kan say de wakwa afu we ase no bia betumi ayi bi ni say me de kire because my bre agrobe so ifra no pa ye ke kan sa na de bu abam mo abam mu sorry koso tokoso yiro ho ne wo ye bia okra mu bia no ani nyana sa de wakwa so to temu say wo di BBC won say we na mbese me ye ana mo say na me too kwan say na mbese mfa so ni nyina ntwangu no wakakusi sa no mo no so nchese bia wa chocho sa ne mo na go kra 1000 nte be ya adwumo da bi edure wi mu oden wo tare na wa hihia na ebubu ni nyina no emo abamu mu tokoso nti yire ho echina aye August and 31st of July 2019 nti china de na wo ye na da sha se de be ya July mu de wantumi anye no na me adomo bo na wotumi aye kwabna mo kwaba no pay
bejusu akra
bi ada no kwam
yegumpa boso
ase enro ya na January
wonwa
see ya
ko aka na mo se busum be kra so
busum ya so 31st busum ya so nti no wi akobank na ko ready bisi na fe wi
anko ni age
ko ni age ye ni age so ni buza sa abrabo na ti san
e ko say
ye sha finance no ye nyina ka say ye say ye betu na mo ye say no nche say waka na sa na wo du honta mu sa wo kan ne so kan ya na ba ariase beba disappointment beba PDS kura beka say adwuma no muntumi nya ne na electricity company
ama mo na beka say PDS adwuma no
o san kakra tani mi on
o zaka
e dia in social media say PDS for when man adwuma no say proper dum so
yes suspend
operation but come now we just suspension here beginning of more bad news to come to them because when team manage system and say easy jabesom na say easy jo man kokra o
sira o no mo so mo
ho mo tete chon so
part be wo ha no mo ye
technical aspect no mo ye
maybe was on the PDS come on for into rebranding and other staff ni say yaboka egu ana
rebranding new paint ni design
ofanya de kitwa
you be twitwi na ye ko but I mean tiase ne say anyway say na e bi di hu komo mean tiase say bia ukopa bosia ni ka twese bosia na say fa bia we be akagina mu ana fa ne kolantra so bofu ka say na umfa sa de ne ma ya e di ne release bosia na ma so mo ka say ne ma PDS de be guarantee no afi do mo ko nhwemo no say ade ne kura na say enye papa mo breach ne mo be ntino no kwa bia na di de no kura na di a adding a shortest time with the almost because almost started operation somewhere around February.
So we say background checks, no.
Due diligence was not done. So we are kind of bare flat story. Nothing. They just only a queen.
Oh.
Until the own PDS. And now I was shocked. I was shocked. Media review budget and so one semi say talk to us and say Kasa we try to kakrana fee. Yakoyenim. Say we told data I kosoro can na the 10 series na here WhatsApp no niam no they say we be 3 series na make count tin na so you can share no so me remfi na kwamna so car no wait to renew license na we to renew road work design money because luxury tax no ye free ho ade ba kwa ma de na de ntema de very interesting part and so far the some ho no ana president so bomb price nka ye be interest rate a single decade to kwaje busia and akosora we 8% 9% to be e be ya na enye sa no wope so when the president to aba no commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces there and ye obetima bo influence that decision na ye adwuma e ban so kwamna nke nyina be kwaje busia
ke be boa pa
se busia
si hu no ara kwa twem ne mo
ana nyam pa china forestry commission so be ban hunting nti you try
so
nguram na
akope adoa
otwe ni kusie ni ade ni
apra ne sa mo ni na de unya license na ade akọ
northern region so police ni bia hia nkwanhia kofu bia bodutu nti ne ye kola na so na yenu alasa wa shire timi twa wonfo ni kakra che alasa kola fia alasa wa shire kola fia o
lafia no na 80%.
What the about GBC? Nyame adom boko na unso e. Yɛde nyame ase. Yɛsɛ anɔpa yɛ ahomakye a yɛabɔ post limit wɔ osrem.
Na asawe yɛbɛkan esi wɔ Tamale area bi a yɛfrɛ no
Fadini bra.
Hello.
Who see area be friend sign?
Yes, esi wɔ Malshawo filling station ayɛ wɔ
Malshawo filling station ayɛ Malshawo. Okay, now you're done.
Ndra anajono na according to eyewitness no na armed robbers no omo etna Hyundai Elantra car mu omo be park e wo filling station hono na omo park e na omo gina ho be 2 hours and later ba ko see e ko so be filling station na filling station omo point na 2 police officers, female police officers na omo guide hono na armed robbers no who say omo close hono na omo bo shell mo so na omo start omo bo warning shot 2 police officers no we female police officers no omo panic here and na omo nyina edwane here na ba ko issue eto hono mo and na oye na adwin say o san be fa na etuo and na armed robbers no born etuo ewo niti enti currently no anapoye na DSP Chief Tanko confirmed this particular incident no but not say more investigation.
Ya bo post ni tu ntino omo ye investigation omo pede
sisi a omo pe assess that particular police officer omo abono etio no and at least incident ACO no ma etimi this unfortunate incident by
so far yanchi suspect bia
currently no man suspect bia na sa Hyundai Elantra na eno unregistered motorbike currently no still as okacham so mo investigation but asama worrying is currently no Tamale potem hono no day in day out the incidents of armed robbery and the more frequent as in time past because there's a last treatment one nurse are not all age more TTH omokoje ne pickup car area there a friend of 4 at the train no at the tari idua and omede saka no ko near one another incident I see there's a last week and within 1 week this particular incident Tamale Potano district no said police and about more I say making sure say at least life and property on by guide but this particular incident about affected police and is very very unfortunate because then you even says the police area be at least this particular incident seen 18
why police for no modjuma na aba for Tamale and armed robbers na amba mo so keke
armed robbers who say this particular armed robbers no you say because who be police and enforcement agency asema can say police to civilian ratio very very low because one police officer to many civilian numbers enti ama so more money and so more operation and omo begadi bibia edema omo enti that particular logistical support na ensure that anyone ema police omo juma omo stretch omo pa edi juma and ya any say na armed robbers operate omo mun say the police omo ni ana military ana we omo ni e wo bibia na omo atu ehwe hono this particular incident na this particular police officer
alasa kwakwo free baby na ba na area boys na dane armed robbers
currently no yentimi but according to eyewitness I friend Yehuza no ono otrese we no say a planned operation and you say area boys planned operation that particular group no and armed robbers no because now police officers say area boys are once almost say police presence one there almost yes but hadn't armed robbers media just say more shadow planning because that particular area media now susceptible and now Ubeka say area on more attack hope 18 almost stationed this particular 2 police officers no and this unfortunate incident is here.
Unfortunate. Last time the BC and Open was in police before you they are so to form before be about a banana for your bedroom. Okay. Last time, Nana, one come cafe.
Macaio, not me just say, me boss ever pay for her, I'm a minamako. But I didn't better medicine and pay me, my name is ceremony.
What to bedni? We remember someone can Obana Bema. And we're sure someone of us in an answer for two.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Now we are instead of yen to me a macro at least will be or Tamala with me about.
Me yen will fear our Gumani. Now Gumani Holy Cross and I me outdooring.
Okay.
Tiana paid say Nama say me send him and be office on Namu function alpha.
And so with my phone into so why? My phone is so I know I'm going here there. Any problem. So we are gonna chat or you ever assume no you natural. Why? Last why are there? Money adwuma pa why are there? Why are there? Alasa Washid, one of the newest fathers in town, Kwabna so over to the bedding into Yinepi.
Was it on my phone in
so when I miss call. Depending what you understand by miss call. What is here? Into one phone is so. Why are they also call this with my pushing and confirm out?
And depending what you mean by on my phone is so.
On my phone is center and
my phone is on camera.
As a subject to interpretation.
That's it.
And you know, you're quite enough here. Until say what you didn't know. Me sure so be.
As a video who ya papa.
Only me ya. Send your man. Okay, young starting free card affair to do this year. A year Ghanaian Times him. Front page story say WAEC withholds 48,855 results over alleged malpractices by students during 2019 Washington Kovoi. Still amunya come now. The West Africa Examination Council has withheld the entire provisional results of 48,855 candidates of this year's West African Senior School Certificate Examination over alleged malpractices. It said affected candidates constituting 14.12% of the 346,940 candidates who sat for the paper would have to wait until ongoing investigation into the allegation was concluded. The withheld results of candidates, many may be cancelled or released based on the outcome of the investigation. A release issued in Accra on Monday by Mrs. Agnes Tay Kujo, Head of Public Affairs of WAEC in Ghana. She said, it said the malpractices included bringing foreign materials such as prepared notes, printed materials, and mobile phones to the exam hall, collusion among candidates, and planned cheating with the help of some supervisors and school authorities. Come now.
I shall say the Ghanaian Times na I shall say na Kasafa to so edu ensia na wobo amane o shall say hadoma era Agnes Tay Kujo mame ono ekasa ema WAEC na nasma kata na ede abayina ene se WAEC for mo chese wasia no da ya ekoso no candidates 48,855 echo troy no provisional results no chese wo mo edomosa atosu kakra esan say o chiremu candidates be o hamu chemu edu na chiripo edu emienu na wo mo ejidi se wo mo enam eye ekwan bi so na enye kwa papa wo mo de ekoye so hwe na ekowiase no na wo mo ejidi se so hwe no wo mo awia mu ntagina so amodon sa ato wo mo sa so hwe no mo troy no eso na wabra mame Agnes Tay Kujo ekasa no na wo de etu edwa a wo chese eno mo ne bia wo mo bi enie se wo mo de foreign materials e de kom no ma bia emrama ho kwan se o tro so he e wo Ghana ha no ma de beru adem no ebi mu e de ekoye afi so printed materials wo mo de koye ebi mu so de mobile phones ekoye chese kwan mo fa so mo wi so hwenim no na edoso yie pa we nyina kan wo bi na se de o chese sa so he mo fa ne kokochoye no wo de won sa atoso kakra nhwemu e de afa ho center spread no kata eso e de won sem e de aba ege
Because it's hard in guy, it's me free home. A Fibia record be. Page 16 Croy say Our target is single-digit interest rate. President assures private sector businesses. Now, Story Nichim said the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo says the government is focused on getting the interest rate charged by banks and other financial institutions to drop to a single digit. According to him, the interest rates in the country are still very high, despite the marginal reduction in the past few years. In a meeting with officials from the International Finance Corporation, IFC, yesterday, the president said a single-digit interest rate would be the single most decisive breakthrough for the private sector. He said the interest rates in Ghana are still relatively high, and we are still in double-digit interest rates in Ghana, whereas what the Ghanaian private sector is looking at is single-digit rates of interest, the president concluded.
Yamapedi na akase na Ghana mapedi na Addo Dankwa ne empanifo a almost efi International Finance Corporation ehia na wabra nkitawudi ekoso na anom na omapeni ede etudwa a watches na by way ade ba ko na ni abre so beso wo ye pa ene so bebo se de be ya bosia ahodo no bakudru babia ebenya single digit da bia no aya na ewosoro saa na aya na tisiru no emwa ankrankodwuma ku ahodo na wo mo ewo man ni mu no ene tin no aban na target se obehwe aboa se de be ya obetumi ama sese no interest rate na kodru single digit na etimi ama bibia eso akoso yi ewo oman mu etuwe asema e mapeni eso ede atu edwa 40
Kwabra page 15 of the Ghanaian Times. The Forestry Commission bans hunting from tomorrow, 1st August 2019. The Forestry Commission has announced a ban on hunting and capturing of wild animals in the country, beginning August 1st to December 1st, 2019, which is the breeding period. The ban referred to as the closed season, according to Mr. John Alote, Deputy Chief Executive of the FC, was a measure adopted to allow the animals to breed and produce more. The announcement was made by the Deputy Chief Executive at a media engagement at Accra Zoo in Achimota Forest yesterday. He therefore called on the security agencies, chiefs and opinion leaders to support in enforcing the closed season ban. The Deputy Chief Executive said the closed season was enshrined in the Wildlife Conservation Regulation LI 685 of 1971. Adding that during the period, hunting, capturing or destroying of any wildlife species was prohibited and warned that offenders would be held liable.
Yet also a Ghanaian Times makata fa tosu edu enum no na obo amanye sepeni pa abedichire the Forestry Commission openi alote e dey atu edwa a wo che se obehya se jame adoma busumi abisi mu ya na ogeze busumi no obehya se na afi kwaya hodo do nyina no obetumu na atu otu nyina no feni se close season se be betumi aboa na ebema owura kwaye mu a enu se omo enwie se adwumadi we de na chese ama emwa na bamu ye pa ene akrante num apra otwe ne chese emwa ni nyina ye wo se boba no matimi aba we eye bra ye ma ho ekwan na emwa no matimi fa fo mo ho na wa wo bebre sanse mpempi no mo kwa hayo ni ade a mo wuram chese mo ni bo so mo nyini kura otwe njanka no ni ade chese ya se moye wedu baby no mafonfon sa na so no ye ma kwan mo nyiri ti we e na agina so ma emra ma ho kwan setimi eto eye kwan ni mu no de ebe ya adwuma eti from 1st August e de ekọ eye fa December e na sa eye operation we nyina na e ba bekoso etu bi eni ho kwan so oboru akwaye mu se okope enam bia e de abaye chewa emra no obedi pa eno e na owura John Alote e de atudwa a waka e de akyere no mahemfo ni mpanifo a wo mo ewu kru ahodu no mu a wo mo kwaye ne kyese wo mo sere wo mo a se emre ya abanom mo wole so mbetimi aboa na wodi be ye adwuma na be ma eye kwaye no benya ye mo ne yie na ama bibia so akoso eno so ya asema kratai e de aba ene anopen over
se na anu ya no wodi bitu eye fish so
ai na utim say
ma sa fish no mo koy no mo bufu nto mo so ye family plan no mo mai
o mo ba
say a short tool
after
no story be no Ghanaian Times. That's a Friday, you know.
Yeah, but after close
say omo kopo omo nyanam nti say no jongofo akofi eye cold stores ni ade no.
But after close season dan kasa no. E money ba bebre. Am kwenye pictures bi na e money bi gu empona no.
Okay.
Omo feel so ma ba o.
Aba mpona so munchi an kasa aba mu fa enko.
E what you say?
Ne say that
poku nom
sa Forestry Commission for ban na be sha search na be ha dwe ba uram nam
na make apra nom ne
ta fini be chinkura man kofo akore ni ande njo so ehwe ni
oh no wow be
oni pa ni bi ni fa pete fried rice
ampa
pete fried rice nti no
be re chese ankofo nyina
and then you say you richer and son because
na man ko
ngo akoko be
the difference between pete ne
oni say akoko bu kwabra ne nti
Martin say omo no marry akona na che no omo different say why different meat
come na tell me you got to fried rice and any bread did one so got to me man one and told you or told your man again
those are near friend check tamana omo de pete
friend check and I you kind of sandwich
and no man say
you ko any mo
sandwich e kire hu it's we ya bra
until we na ya bra until from 1st August nyam bua kusi 1st December
mo bia nkonwuram
nti dada de guo na
be ya soma mo mpena
guo na ye bewe kase be ya soma ma ko na ni bia na awe
over there me what for so ze me de puku do ya se nom ne na amewe
ne nkukọ ni ade
nkukọ ame
onto no awe de
na me na church on the fish no we nom oze ya del
ni adwen ni ade
puku adwen nom bobowa apatre
so they are shepherd na wudi ni kakra oye yanko page 3 of the Ghanaian Times story bi wo ho politics kakra on say for some of Kwaku in case submission seeking to stop proceedings quashed. An Accra High Court has dismissed an application seeking to halt proceedings in a case in which the national chairman of the deputy communication director of the NDC have been charged with conspiracy to cause harm and assault of public officers. Mr. Samuel Fuswampofo, the national chairman, had filed an appeal challenging the High Court's decision not to strike out the charges against him. He and Anthony Kwaku Kwaku did Anthony Kahon.
Sis Anthony.
No, brother Tony. No, Kwakudi Tony, yes, Assemble and Afe Tony, he and Anthony Kwaku Deputy Communication Director of the party had pleaded not guilty to the charges against them and are currently on 100,000 Ghana cedi bail each with a surety. In ruling on the application, the court presided by Justice Samuel Asiedu took the view that the application lacks merit. Intino Imperium.
Ebuse to aso bi wa times no dey aba krasafa to so miensa chairman of so ambofofonyi edaha sa so na Saint Anthony Kwaku Buahin so enfonyi edaha na Accra High Court say application bi a wo mo ediko eseka proceedings no company for won sa ento so kakra no CC dia o say enya de a empanifo esomura some of so ambofo chairman Edman NDC sa so enora Anthony Kwaku Buahin so deputy communication officer de NDC amayuko no omunya ede ato ya say nya de asema de ato omuso so maka bo muso mbese omo eye no mabasa no omudi hu fo nti 100,000 bill na no na which mu say Justice Samuel Asiedu exna asem so head omo de ba no so de masem we die ebu hantiwe die say yema ho kwanya de bi nti say omo kan no makwahye asem na ato baby kura and so times e de ho sem e de aba ene anope
and people report say you are thrown out is thrown out you are 12 from pomam
sir ya kwahye no
ya kwahye no yeah, see, I can't say the Bisaya we are.
These are the court terms, yeah.
Quashed.
Yeah.
And are thrown out of.
Thrown out, you know, court term, and
but quashed by Yao. Show if you go.
And thrown out, you are 12.
What
our court and our tisa.
I come out court that.
Oh, yes. So, Johnny Biasha, you say, court and I shall say.
Go for report. Go for report and the phone ring. The phone is ready.
Yeah, some more of a back page, you know. Story about Ewaham. We tried Dr. Wusu Efri Akutu Funye Edabeto.
Minister for Food and Agriculture.
Yes. What is Oko Upper Easter? Bongatanga and Krano HMA. Fertilizer Ebusi EDS one say okay, they be planted for food and jobs no. 2,000 bags of urea fertilizers. They be PFG no. And the people kofa suma say ko mu wia fertilizer no e de efro memo e de akọ na vehicle no number na say car number no na JP 075210 and o say wo no e wo fibia e wo boga na no da man juada no JP
na Ghana JP
Burkina
we foreign number
Burkina so how na say amunde no man ko na MCA a wo bogatanga owura Joseph Amiyuri and the story ni etu jana wo che so ko MCA ko ka bi shemu o mi abambo mu ni bibia and obi mate say hey honorable now we no so of me here bro na nipa bi na ewura mo wia e fertilizer ni bi e de economy honorable here fast here the checks America when ba adwuma ko no ko na say truck yi dey so no ma ya loadi eye fertilizer bi edagumu 2,000 bags esi ye de eko ade de be planning for food and jobs amenya no baye bibiri e wo man Ghana mu no pepa bi efa eyesuma se e de free Ghana ha e de akọ koton edi enya sika di dey say totwe ena yakochi safo ni nyina eke teno so no krata no edi aba
ena MC wom di ama nko ahama eno so MC ho asem aba ha no page 10 krata feto so du
na se na mabu ni abre ono aboso
mo sure say ono abo koton asase bi adi na you can store na so you can store na be say no kra na nya no kra na be it's alleged say na can no.
Yeah.
The Municipal Chief Executive for Ashaman in the Greater Accra region, Albert Adekye Nsroma, has stated that recent allegations against him are vile propaganda to destroy him and the NPP. He also explained that certain faceless people in the municipality had ganged up against him and his office since his appointment. Mr. Nsroma wondered why a 60-acre land in Ashaman, located to Centio Group Limited by the Tema Development Company for the construction of an ultra-modern industrial and commercial hub, should be associated with him. The MC therefore refuted allegations that he sold a parcel of state land to a private developer. He also explained that there was no iota of truth in the allegations because the Ashaman Municipal Assembly does not own land and therefore cannot sell any state land to any private developer.
Ebuso to also be our times makata fa to so edu na obo amane se Ashama MCE onumyan for Albert Boakye Nsroma na semu na ejaguliche mu pa babunu no mebirani abre no so afi so assembly machine bi ni ade na nom na woche mu ese enipa bi na ahyeda pe so mugu eye ono onumyan for ani mu ase sanse woto no nya boni bia adwuma wampani ede hye ne nsa no na assembly machine aba ede ma no eno wa na wo ye na so tibi se enipa bia yo mu dua broni eno mo na mesumase opeso di egu nanim ase o se odwene wa wonti ase se asase bia 6 acre eno ewa Ashamana onwoche mu se Central Group Limited na Tema Development Company de ema homo na so de be hye ne se eyo no honorable Nsroma no na asase mo na Ashama to ye wa asase eni asase bia TDC for na de ama MC such as say and some bebre and yakoton asase de ama private developer so me so adwuma onye sa na so na bia enim boase e de egu no ono de ogidi se ne ho asan san say de ekoso ni nyina no onimu bibia se amafo no epa muko TDC eni miami awuro aka mbu se enye asamafo ene ton asase no de ema esa Central Group no eteni ngose mu di gu no eni hwe hemfa eto no de sa de ekoso nyina no nya de ha no wa yi na ni ato ba bi ko adwuma na wo ye eti mu a mo hyesuma se a mo be se mgu na ni masere nyina no mo to ebededi Ashama MC asem endiem
that's one kind of lumba nyumbio.
Yeah.
Kola for daily graphic na ento aso yemfo kada first also do see page 69 yenko yenim. Or say you don't need 10 to file cases. Supreme Court rules into assembly also the court to we have number bia you can just convert number so bra na say court rules we have number.
Oh, okay.
We have number. The Supreme Court yesterday declared as unconstitutional the requirement that potential litigants must possess tax identification numbers 10 before they can file cases in court. It said that requirement flew in the face of the letter and spirit of the 1992 Constitution, the rule of law, and international conventions. Accordingly, the court declared it as null and void and of no effect. This means potential litigants are free to file cases at the court, whether or not they have chance. Delivery have valedictory judgment at the court sitting in Accra yesterday. Justice Sofa O.A. Edinyura said it was unjustifiably wrong for aspects of the Revenue Administration Act 2016 Act 915 to oblige people to have chance before seeking legal redress. In a unanimous decision, the court held that the requirement under the act was an infringement on the rights of the individual. According to the court, the unhindered access to the court was a provision in the rule of law. Come
Ebusia ye toso di ana graphic ne de toso katafa toso edu ensia na wo chemu Supreme Court eno adam na mo de etu edwamo chese na bi wo no ma o kokota yeso wo hia tin number na say tin number ye e ba ye Jerry for bon hu dawura do ye bia wo hia tin ne sa obia edem de kokope bi no na because wo kokota wo ne tin number ye ntie wasem unti for wasem en kokota na so no pani 14 na say won tofa chese sa ensem nyina no ya boato baby o tin number no ni bia obetimi de wasem aba court ahwe asem ne edi ama na justice Sofoya O.A. Adinyira ono na wotena se a wochemu ese aspect baby ewo SR Revenue Administration Act no 2016 no Act 915 no na ochese wo se dipa no munya tenansa na watimi aba asem bia na o asem bia tima hwe ediama no one just penny for say no almost we no mo ye ne sabu tete nkofo fa ahudi so etu ma bo asem na to agu say ne de hu hia so benya ten asana do ni e da chasem di bia wo ye crowd na hye nyina akoso wakone ahwe wasem e di amaw etu we so ye asem a aba e di amagana for enso gina ene anope
kwabna ye ko ahomana so ni nua Michael Kofi edi nkomo na asem akọ ye ne sabaya bi asem bi okoto yare kakra na mimfu bi a wo hu nipa mo so akoto mo na ne na akwakoda asem na ye bibia wo ho Michael ahomana so betwa mfoni kakra che Michael mo achi mo akwa ba no pay awofo
yeah
na boko de
oh nyame adom bibia ye fine
na waka mu achi na mpie na je na ka wa hye
zena homa no nye haka
woye sabushafo ho ya no pay
oh nyame adom mo mugina mo na so se konkron no
ye de nyame ase se ye so ne anti ase wanwan so no so ye breaking news
media ekedie
me na mtie okay ye nto ase na ye nkomo no ase nkomo no ye mienu ese bank staff bi aye fraud and one beto aso na afi we de obaya no papa na tuno na no so adika ma na yakwa enu ahwe no na arahu ye pa
media me da say eya asefem ya rehotem say ene mabuna aba ye nso hwe mfahwe
Michael ka wadaro ma bongo de na ma oni su kakra ma me why aso oni ne wo fom
eke ba so me nka
afi na me unsa no pe usore wadidi afi yenko
oh my pod this way ku me
we na afi odi ahye mu kasa gu mu sa okay Michael yenko
piao
edem
ya say ene mabuna ya ba ye nso hwe mfahwe na yagani eye obombofo a onim abwa yarefo sebi ense nim abwa danka na ne besumu bia ende dimaya ne yesaka na epipi kofodia magistrate court equatation wa bra eye worship na osesibi etredwom eho na semtrefo yefu se yedi abayo a wonye fishia tu wochi a oti eye huchemu ebetina ho abayo nkasa say what chat the when you not which in the same na ba yo the court the ma me dey be dey wa ha ana e di asem ante bia e na court kwadboni eye sergeant George Defia e sorry tina ho eno e na opeda eye ni nkata no chese abranti e friend Gabriel Mawuli we he on traffic ana to sorry me gina adaka mu na e di asem na be Gabriel Mawuli we nya fishia eduno e ho e na sergeant Defia esake say or sane nfemu bu ba che court twamchani eye his worship onunyamfo eye osei esibe na na efe bosu e wo mu ne de toso e de seimu a e na che sabranti a wo mu frɛ no eye Mauli George oni eye abayo a wonye fishia duwotwi ene ne maame a wonye fishia edunum yensa e de tifie e wo okrase na the dia ye from on yefo e wo ko hano na omo nyina ja man han da omo tumu na ne ba ne ya tino e do anopa na wa pe bibia ma ne wachi ne wa fiese no na wa ja no no akodi ne pa bi na se de nyina o da ne ho no kwa eye Gabriel Mawuli a wonya so shedu no a afans na osua electrician no enye electrician kwa na tese no osua na bom ni system ye ne de sese bi abo akoko no ejogu se abayo ene ma nya wonya fishia edunum yensen eja bofra ho kokodi pa ntempa na mika kili sem ko se e abayo ene dem na de dimaya na wato no na se from esa se bi predia se bi group abayo no how e wona niwa ho na se bi osan wo how e wona kwamu a yen kama ye tie for nte se se bi o yare cerebral palsy bi na osan ye se bi opia owo attempti e wona niwa ho onwade eti onsan kasanka ho no ne ma ni ba ebo otumi nka nche ne se bibi ato no obi ayi ni bibi ana se bibi sa ma ni che sanka owa obi hwan se ne ba se bi oyari akadefu ahye enye yusu na se bi abanyem no ho ne mu na se Gabriel Mawuli na ebia oto ato na nyema oye no so na wakonyem no ese da kuru bi anye ni dabone a ne ma me se obebie epon a abrantie Gabriel Mawuli le butu ne ba abaywa duwotwi eso a se bi oto ne mu na afomfra me asem de be ya rekusem papa e mama mi yi police force to ma police force a omuwo e yokrase ntempa no eko eye abogiri oyefo ho no eko che eye abrantie Mawuli Gabriel eno ne nam so mom dom oma dosu atran ye okofodi a chese ne na mu a abrantie na eche ne fom so to say no kre ni bread kind and now wakoye sa now say ye bra we di kan say ye bra edi kan aban sa kan any some na be gina court to Adekye mu a o mo na be pigui e ho na eye court dem training his worship na no se be na osei SB e sha branch no say abrantie nti nipa oti hoi onye omobo eye den na chese unni atenka enni chese tema mani pasa na utumi ku nipa we so na se de bru se de kudonto uku wrong ho se kwakoto ne mo na abrantie wanya de kwa e ho na eye Gabriel Mauli court to them tell me say akabe ya onfa we mon kokono pade chew from so ne buy as a court to them tell me anje ne chopan antum mo chef there onko tre aban kukum kakra na bosu ne ba bisiwi ne de tosu dumiensa wan sanfa Gabriel Mauli esa me pie ho e be sabre no na ehwehwemu a posifo eye wo eye abayiwa no ne hospital anase medical forms only ade no omatunye wie ema doctor de nsa hwase cheke say ampa monato na branch no ato no mona na kotetunye ahwase afi honum etimi no ka say the branch a osun electrician a wanya fishe dunu okoto abayo a sebi oyare naniwa na afi osan ejare owo ohawo ne homa ne honam akwa ni mu no yedna tum say onkoda ban kukum kakra na boso ya besi ne de toso aduasa no wa banna ya to assembly no so ntina menia ne ba ho na
o for me ti say answer abaka story number 2 me ti say o ka say abaya no na fu abasoro kakra
na ne maame na oni ne ti a wonye fishia edunu miensa onu ne lebra okodi pa no che say nyame na ye na dom e na da mauli no ehwe time a maami kwa e bia na no miensa brim no ba ejimi kwa ye ne bo no miensa na se no mienu ne fa na be dai e no ba ntem since anko beto asmauli ni beto na ya sem no kata ko beto aso ama sha o wa bu se le ba no de fry to she na wana ba she le be
enti enya ade a se bia na oye to aso na mum once or try na e chi no
ono no say once or ye no e na wo ma be
because who can one say ade no crime team establish say rape and any rape so
Mini amate ba sana na ne maame no e ka asem no wo court na ni say ne amede to ani say anka nyanyame ne ma ne beto so dia anka be we do beto so say abante no awro se bi pupa obutu le ba
na musa say ntino na was it established say any rape the first time ni ana
currently there and I make say court no say medical forms are police for the endorsement ni ade no on be train to mo dia abante this year aban kukum pem musu ba bisin de to so diasa ebedu ho no na chese o matuni establish authentically say a rape and I say a rape no matter.
Okay, going forward no sir bank fraud no so say case bi ho
I also and that court wa ndi hu sabrantie fefe so nyanyamfo bi aban ka ba kunisa yes na we dey obi kunu responsible man we dey eye den na eja wenya aban amane eke we na we ahwe ani na we ahwe ani ne yesu eye te ho no no mu wie mauli ne abayo a said wenya fisha do what asemi e wa na court dem training any court for free Muhammad Ali and I used to say abranti ya aban ka ba kunisa e no koboko ibibie na asem so awabra eye kwadubo ni owura sergeant George Defia e dey to court jam training enim chese abranti a ye fe no Muhammad Ali ono the time body who din say ye fe no Eric na Eric yi enenam e na chese opun krofo fa so say again na kwanda no fa so court jam training chese abranti bomodia no ape eye pepes no watwitwa ni bebre to say sika pepepe no dia share brown envelope no apɛ de 50 cedi bɛyɛ miɛnsa na sɛ nan bi no de guso eti wo store mu ana ba bia wudi uja no hu sɛ sika wɔ hɔ a no aba hɔ no ayi 50 cedi ba ko envelope nim no dia padeɛ wɔ hɔ no de padeɛ wɔ hɔ a bɛyɛ so sika and de gu saa envelope na ekura ni mu eti ɔno be din kita ho akwetire no aka kyerɛ sɛ the envelope yi to hɔ ma no no ɔba no wa kata no we filia no okwa no shimwa no afro one say misika bi wo ho manya asem bi wa hanti send me mobile money be 100 cedis and 1000 na me ba me yi wo sa envelope na Messi anu asika wo mu no na me de abaw na chese kofa yesa na nye kofo di ankwa o de bu kofo wo su Kumase Uniba ene me keke ho ene se nka yema na wabra sergeant George Diffia san se much court jom training e wo kofo di district magistrate court no wabra his worship was SB nana ese dwom no e ho de abante bi gina ho ese abante bo modern eba kofo di abayua bobo nsewa oye mobile money bi na oni be din kita wo so oye adwuma wo Barclays Bank wo kofo di say on da nemum oba be sene sika man kofo bi na wate say ne car abo obi wo kofo di anti or police station by highway enje ni envelope no ento homa no ho na abayua ye friend Tudura abochi a wanya fishia drum esi okay bra ya wo tai ba hapa oye mobile money wa hapa enje ni ma envelope no ato ama a say wo hwe envelope no so ne kura no ne kwan ya ofa so ye na abaya no fo say sika nkwa ene gu eja envelope no abaya na aka so ye mo Barclays Bank na so on say da no na say envelope kura na bi e te sika wo mo a on jindi ogidi ye ene oje sa envelope no to o ma no abaya to do ra so wo kwa na branch friend say the car ne go bi no police for person ye court case nti on send 1,000 cedis and abaya kerem on send 1,000 cedis ku see abranch for so I the mobile number and na two da afa bawe so na branch asan afre we need 2,000 maps na ka me discover commando and na say e ba sa nti ye manu na bawe asan aye owo bi na bawe so me Vodafone number di wo me per 1,000 also the aye transaction nti send abaya ne send sika pole 4,000 Ghana cedis e de command abranch Ali Mohammed ya ono bo ne support ne say ye friend Eric abaya say oba be pon adwuma nti eja o train Muhammad Ali fi police station kwa osi okoye kofo da central police station no diske abrem wa train Muhammad Ali ma no me kwa koye sales ama me madwumawura nti ade na and obi e paper na no say and your team block na no yi ni 4,000 na branch ba na waka chere so me yi 4,000 abai be bia no ye se lotto paper so se graphico se denyo and na say e kwa branch ya or the court and after is what say di dokono and or dia share iPhone box room and I just saw that share block my account and mu be du kakama wa feel say is the kind of no dey tight abubobom see eh the pan abaywa to do abuchi ku police police officer abranchi ekre na police bonya na ntie say abranchi Muhammad Ali wa ko say maybe pepe e wo so ma so court ache no e mo gina court ewa na keso mukudie no na kota mani mfie enkono se onkoda ayensa wom na ofrimu fia wadani oye no ntua kofoka etikofo dia eye police for wa hanso ekoche no court wa bra na sugum court ama na sentence na wie endra eye obidibetina ho no his worship na also SB share say abrantie Erica dodo na friend Ali no obo ne homodin say obetua 4,000 ama abaywa to dura abuchi na onsan kodem bosume pole dumienu eye afe ba no fimu fia emse sa kwan ya ofaso edi via nkofo gusu no onye sa ebiem etina ye womu na branch no onye Barclays staff and as a Barclays Bank staff nemu ono no de nam say oye into ye fake na kwan ya ofaso di bunkofo efaso jom sika eno na court ahye onkodem today enkono eka ba ko a eye du into wakodem mfi pole edu na amane bono esi
abafo ye beda se ye be si ya no pay
amini ame so be da se papa ne adwuma oye
me da se Michael Joe Gabriel says Michael Joe Gabriel Michael Kofini etene kano Michael Kofini etene kano pay no nsa na sam no wa na nti o man se crash no onye adwuma Barclays Bank no so adwuma Barclays Bank ka se na ogu no ani mu ase no akoya no akofodin kofo na wajiska wontimentu ya na fi okodam 10 years. Got 10 years. 9 months times 10. Uncle them come over. But the problem is say, come now I'm problem with the abuse to more. Once I do not touch and say very formal nipano. The best son. Now the question is say to me, son, and I come almost situation quite worse. Some yeah, call and this story be a Ghanaian observer. I am on a power. So last election year, NDC 44.4%. A lot of votes. Yeah. Was the candidate drought hits NDC in Western Region? No contestant filed in Esikado, Takrade, Amenfi East, and Kwesi meeting for election 2020. Now, page 9 now kind of story now. Also, the NDC is finding it difficult to get parliamentary candidates to represent the party in the Western Region for the coming 2020 elections. Political analysts have linked the development to the good governance of the Nana Akufo-Addo-led MPP administration as the cause. The NDC party machinery, according to sources, had to be begging people to pick and file nomination forms to contest in the party's parliamentary primaries. Impeccable information available to this paper indicates that out of the 17 constituencies in the Western Region, the party could not secure candidates to pick forms in the Sikado, Ketan, Takrade, Amenfi East, and Kwesi meeting, respectively. It is, however, established that NDC as a political party has lost appeal to even its core members due to the numerous social intervention policies and prudent economic management of the Akufo-Addo-led government. And as a
Western Region chairman, NDC. But my most story in Munye. Episode to also a organic observer, because I thought so and Konom, and I watch say, Oko, a year, Amayuko, NDC, one Wakache, what a toyet mantemunum, and as I say, the watching say, candidates on with me a general say a beer, parliamentary election, no, on better like a preview that we are on, with year, when you're sitting on, you say, Oko, a year, baby, it's a Sikado, Ketan. Takrade, Amenfi East, and Kwesi meeting, ma'am. One of you now say the candidates now, and who I didn't year pie, and who aquatre at the Amaiko NDC. Omunobia, and what could you say, one contesting. No, and I crack in HDM observer, so, Okudrusa and Hodom now. And this you couldn't pay the phone and no patch up. We said, one for forms in my now contested sitting on a chopper. You say the more epa. Said the Bayan go for an Casabe from Epimuse, Omo forms, no more compare a Cunyanom, Ebia could do so, no say there be that, Omunque, a chopper and a cosso, Nina, and say, almost a penny, a Kufadra Bino, said, we see Boo, my knee, I may want to go for so, who go far forms in the cry, Ekim, or to see Gabuka. According to people, no, Jomon forms, no. Is it a chopper? Yeah,
Ghanaian observer. Ghana, you know, all the 16 regions. Western Region plan any people for fire Juma want to look for from
you're a Jokutu. And it's a question
former broadcaster.
Aye, on your former as well, broadcaster, you went
aye, let's go station, babe.
Maybe figure crack. But no, last was a contest. This is the
country himself in Western.
That was almost here.
And I make us a story no crown. Well, so what kind of concluding part now? Saying meanwhile, 44 out of 47 parliamentary aspirants of the NDC in the Upper East region successfully went through a home poll. And who is the monk of 4 dream one more? They went through it.
Well, it is because there was the massive Ejumana, Mampenyaku for and I make one bongo.
Ejumanas one more so.
One more Ejumana.
Why you fine? One district, one factory, no way.
You go to them and say they look to Besako.
Or catch your one.
Because last time said no, I'm forcing man of support, no.
So supporting the Bama when you never
tell one say, and I will talk what the water comes for you.
And why is it bizarre? So, say Takwa Western region. It's on record, say Western region could not also on the answer. It's a young for Diana. Kwame Dukutomu.
Ofie awo eke Dr. Marumi also ekasa kakra wa ase ha one village one dam no so omugu so omoye na e ana ene won send this vote go twa pictures bi a eke o se pictures nye picture papa te se de omoye ne de omugu twa no picture ne fa ma e na picture onime onko fa free here na omo de betu dwa na obeso o catch one nya say they are on course to deliver one village one dam no womo ebeye omugu so a womo
wait mean they are connected story be a world daily guide and to front page or say our dams not guinea fowls Baromian to NDC
and the connected
dam no just omo ye no na dey be to say confirm no to go Burkina Faso no
and of connect
none of us connecting enhwe also the vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia created humor when he distanced one village one dam from the failed NDC guinea fowl project that they said the fowls flew to neighboring Burkina Faso and never returned. During activities to mark the 20th anniversary of the NPP's Tertiary Education Students Confederacy TESCON in Accra, the Vice President could not resist neutralizing the opposition NDC effort at mocking the One Village, One Downs project with a guinea fowl punch. It was a response laced with humor, and so by the time he brought down the curtain, the myth which followed was infectious. He said, and I quote, I'll say, we have one village, one dam that is ongoing. Very important dams are being built. But the NDC go and take pictures of uncompleted dams and then say, this is what the MPP is doing. But we are going to complete all of these dams. The vice president said, adding, our dams are not like guinea fowls that will fly to Burkina Faso. The dams are going to be here in Ghana. Even if a few are not well done, we will make sure they are properly done. They will not fly to Burkina Faso.
Property ability asem no and our guide musu Dubai. We don't to confirm na mutu edeko Burkina Faso no hom. No and watch him say we there dam so manfo nya do mani bi hom make sure some be so der Ghana for point man ni nyina park kra we be ye no omo ebeye na we no enti say confirm na omo free Ghana akọ Burkina no. Na say yakutie bi ene wo bo NDC for it dam say the one for nya do mani bi hu na enye say confirm a ombeko Burkina yin wo bi omo ko ye na so omo nyina atu edeko Burkina no
over e kira ho cartoon beba o
ai business briefing there back on so ede ebaye enso so ene also ukọ tema community one central marketer omo kan ede akire MCE whatever Felix Nimensa anan la say nadaroma edwana akronfo tata omo pa omo aka che MC ya say honorable no be na yere sa no akronfo tata edodo ewukroma enti boaye omo ka honorable emzo wonte wo monka to mo dia fa pepe musi enka honorable nti say tema community one central market no urema say de ade akronfo ha omadwe ho no ye pa no so no briefing de ba eke informer ba ko de aba we no entertainment woni me ya pa ba ko tisi ni twase ya fe no oboy siki no
where do you say bium
oh eke say asante kasa oboy siki chese oni emma 2,500 and I want ada Ulman boy siki
also on your boy siki
okay akrachi so on ma 2,500 and ada no so no kre on pass on to William or per mapa and on pen kwan fon so senior maya to so ban e basa no pokuya etu oba ni manima just say the nipa da ba
say what Solomon dey no
so
1,000
oh no boys get it o boy say o to be go jam be anka to no to on pema this en chest skirt ade en chest skirt mu die and you the and obi use
kwabna ti so pani bi okọ asori program bi no mo ya harvest
okay
fa de na 3,000 4,000 say no so go can figures in case no pay and say 17,000 you say gone for scalbus o there be akika na me
and on zuke
nti akika easier said than done.
It's just are you doubting on boy siki so to the ma 2,500
or how many years na yes sir
AK47
or how many years sir
you can't doubt on boy siki
that be one some be
can see as all can figure be me doubt to
figure ben
oh say be a man over okay bo refi number no etimi de me your boy siki kan no me ne be ya
the number be amekai
okay number nya so can you count
and no some sir
me say we can also use mark 1,000
o man in fear yes saying
what you shall say at the tender age you understand?
Shema many papa sentem.
What I say?
Okay.
Now even a week crown.
And 2,500.
500. And also say nyembe wa fu. Emaya.
Ogusu ya.
Eti ne crown to say ogusu ahoye. A aggressive one. On pen kwan fu.
You be him.
Where your boys gas
You be your boys gas any.
You guy.
You fan transfer.
2,500. What you so much na?
There be. Not less
than maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 1 hour.
Any more ba? Your man first person into us man. Any number call there.
I preview also catch you so on go see your baby pepper no. Because catch a commerce a little. I say now open back was a me ma. Me papa na I am in Dominga.
Oh, come on, any dressing a cami. Time one habit mensa a chemo. What's the name common? Yeah, I'm so jacket. I want to shoe. Now, because of a couple match, no shade dresses, say shade. kabutu bi na she jage se na koto ko
bi ma da na wo po achi
no dey team na we
Achama so bo di Kenya bakotokom ai chama bet di Kenya bakotokom
no ya dey pa oba so no so ntibrofo ba na
ntitwi ano ntobro
so ntitwi bofo na wo kan ko so what is on pekasa pa and you do team ntitwi bi ai complain sa we na assemble na na so wo gini team afina Herbert bi usa na we dem 24 na kan so hey akwenso woti asamba de ubu be sa wuti twi na bi are brofo ha do sa
akomumu na ko wiade a ko wiade na eni bo so yimumu oboya ko kasa ko wiade ze na ko bi so timumu kasa no ye action 102 no so on the first mo so bo amenkan
okay ni for the kind of twice na ko
I want to pay my money na chen about Adekye Nsroma so ye ko agudie mu na ahwe ensema woni we dey asede ma this way chocolate drink de onya ni nsuo na nse nsuo no to 20 ana ewi mu onyu ti onya nsuo hye ni bi na ona ne kokoo ni bi a ebebo apa san Ghana kokoo de wiase nyina wa man ni bebre omu dua kokoo ni bi so Ghana de na nhwemu chese number 1 tunum this way ni bi na mo an nka wo hye na ye adwuma san so na obenum nsuo na apa drink bi e papa de a special mineral water na special drinks no na e papa varieties no dose de ope bia on sabe tumi aka na eno so etumi abo no pay kola no school sam ne ade no wo ba makwan ne ade awade no mam bia na nije etumi abafie yedi kan ne ko Ashanti Gold Bobo konum na ya hwe ahoboa mo ne mansa na no ye nko boxing mu na ye hwe Richard Comey o chesa brantie bi edwudwa na no na obeche na tiniti free to just boxing the sabe de ye kan na yo no Richard Comey.
Boxing Federation, IBF, a lightweight world champion, and a Ghanaian boxer, Richard Comey. Na menoka say, enche na osan abe defende the world title in na one Honduran American Teofimo Lopez, and a day eshaso and Richard Comey, and Central Fonche Muna, and a day etuja atese, Abrantia Teofimo Lopez, Ope. Na nsabe kampa o chese abante no adwene no mu a aka nsem ensem fata afọ no Richard Comey ho se ohia na ekwan bi aso no obebo no na Richard Comey era tudwa chese abante Teofimo Lopez onto ne bo asepa esanse ono Richard Comey no obibia ono ne ba beko na nipakun adwene no mu no wo bo no enti sabrantian ai krado se de all kano wo de beye adwuma de a ene wontwen ebre no duwa obebo ne pa am wiase nyina usampa wono Richard Comey and a band lightweight division na ne hu denipa.
That's not my problem. That's Teofimo's problem because he talked his way into this fight because he was like, oh, I want to fight this, I want to do that. But I take every fight, like I take it one step to the other. You know, since I started boxing, I never mentioned people's name that, you know, I work my way out there, and then if I have to fight you, I have no option because I know I worked so hard to get there. So to fight you, it's not a problem. He's done that by talking. So that's the boys in this court now. I've done what I have to do. And with this, I don't care what his performance or whatever. I got to train as hard as I can. He's got the whole Spanish country, the Mexican behind him. And, you know, sometimes you go into this fight and you only few people there. And if you're not careful, you know, you understand what I mean? They are much more than your guys. So I got to train. Make sure I will never give them. I'd rather turn these people to my fans rather than against me. So that is my mind.
Azunto chese ne nia brepa sabre IBF title no anu kura no te so wa bebe bia na wa prepare yi yenko Ashanti Gold na fe yenhwe Euro Frederick ache champon o chese Ash Gold bobo mo sanse Champions League abakwase mu no Ash Gold ni first team call finals na fe nso no omko confederation omo bobo mo yie se na mo kwa Ghana fo be won se ombo mo yie ansa na omo eko
Ashanti Gold abuakase omo qualify for CAF Confederations Cup 2019